Hey y'all, Josh here today, aka the world's greatest dad, and what we have here is the RENPHO voice activated foot massager. And today we're going to unbox this bad boy, take a detailed close look at it, fully check out all the features, and see if it might be something you need to pick up as well. So with that being said, let's get it. So let's go ahead and start from the beginning. When you pick this thing up, it's going to come to you in a box just like this. Let's get her opened up, see what we're working with. And here's everything that's in the box, including our 12-volt power cord, user manual, a quick start guide, and of course our foot massager. Now I spent a few minutes going through the user guide, and I gotta say they do a great job of laying out everything you need to know about the product, including how to use all of the buttons and features, cleaning and maintenance, a troubleshooting guide if you run into any problems, as well as the fact that it is covered with a 1-year warranty and plenty of customer service info if you need to get in touch with them. Now the unit we have is the model R-WMF02, and that is a voice activated foot massager. So they also throw in this handy little quick start guide that's going to walk you through all of the voice commands and prompts to power on the unit and to get it to change all the functions. Now there are a couple different versions of this massager available, and basically the only difference is you can pick up the cream color one right here, which is going to be the voice activated one, and they also have a black version of this with the exact same specs, except instead of voice activation, it's going to come with a remote. As we do a little walk around of the massager itself, we'll start right here with the exterior housing, and this material is kind of a faux leather vinyl type material. You'll also see that it does have some flex to it, and on the top of the unit you'll have your nice control panel, and that's going to be our receiver for our voice activation. Another nice feature of this is that it has these removable and washable foot liners. So they do advise you wear socks in this, but these things could get kind of grody over time, so it's nice to be able to just unzip these things, throw them in your washer, put them back in there, and you're back with some clean foot liners. And as we move to the bottom, you're going to see 4 of these nice anti-slip grips, so this thing's not going to move around on you when you're using it. Now they do give you a nice long power cord right here that's going to measure in just under 6 feet. So let's go ahead and get this thing plugged in. Check it out. So we're all plugged in, and of course at this point we could go ahead and use the 5 buttons here on top to turn the unit on as well as adjust all the settings. But what fun is that when you've got voice command? Now that's when this nice quick start guide is going to come in real handy, as it teaches you everything you need to know about communicating with this unit. If we start right here on the top, you're going to find out this thing has a name, and you're going to say that name every time you want its little ears to perk up so you can give it a voice command. So all together now we're going to say, "Hi, SolHeel." Once we do that, it's going to tell us welcome, and then we have 8 seconds to give it a voice command. Power on.
Welcome to the RENPHO Foot Massager.
And we're in business. Now let's go ahead and go over some of the great features and voice commands with this, starting right here with the kneading. If we want to go ahead and change the kneading pressure, we're going to go ahead and say, "Hi, SolHeel."
Welcome.
And then we'll say, "Change kneading."
Change kneading mode.
Every time we say that, it will adjust the mode. Change kneading.
Change kneading mode.
And now we went to high. Now if we want to turn the kneading off altogether, we simply say "no kneading."
Kneading off.
And now the kneading portion is turned off. Now if we want to change the time, we'll go ahead and again initiate our conversation by saying, "Hi, SolHeel."
Welcome.
And then our command is going to be "change time."
20 minutes.
You'll see you have several different options here, including 15, 20, and 30. Change time.
30 minutes.
Change time.
15 minutes.
Now to change your pressure settings, you basically got 4 commands, and for low you'll say soft pressure, medium you'll say medium pressure, high strong pressure, and if you want the pressure setting off you'll say no pressure. So again, we have to communicate by saying, "Hi, SolHeel."
Welcome.
We're currently on the low setting. Let's go ahead and change it to medium pressure.
Medium pressure.
Strong pressure.
Strong pressure.
No pressure.
No pressure.
And our last comfort setting is going to be changing the heat. Now we've got 4 different commands here, including low heat, medium heat, high heat, and no temperature to turn it off. Hi, SolHeel.
Welcome.
We're currently on the low setting, so let's go ahead and turn that to high heat.
High heat.
Medium heat.
Medium heat.
No temperature.
No temperature.
And when you're all said and done and want to turn the foot massager off, you simply say, "Hi, SolHeel.
Welcome.
Turn off."
Goodbye.
Now there's one other setting that could come in handy, and that's changing the volume of the voice commands. So if we want to increase the volume, we'll go ahead and say, "Hi, SolHeel.
Welcome.
Increase volume."
Increase volume.
Increase volume. Once it's at the top setting, it will beep at you, and we could also decrease volume.
Decrease volume.
Decrease volume.
Decrease volume.
Decrease volume. And now we're at the lowest volume setting. Now when it comes to what size of foot this machine will fit, the box actually says US men's size 11, but online it says US men's size 12. Now I happen to have a little bit wider and thicker foot, and I wear a size 12 shoe, and when I use this thing with my feet, I really have no issues as far as being uncomfortable. Now another little tip about using the heat settings, if you want to maximize the heat functionality in this and get this thing up to the 131 degrees they advertise, go ahead and turn the heat on high for about 10 minutes before you start using it, and then when you put your feet in there, it's going to be nice and toasty. Now next up, I want to give you a little comparison between our new RENPHO upgraded voice activated unit and a RENPHO standby over here, which is one of their top sellers. Now we've actually had this machine for several months. It works awesome, but there are a few little differences that I'll point out. Number one, obviously you can see that this is going to be a much more sleek and compact design, which is going to make this thing easier to store as it has a much smaller footprint. Number two, this one's obviously voice activated, where this one over here comes with a remote. And number three, although these each have 3 need settings, 3 pressure settings, this one over here has 3 heat settings, whereas this one over here just has a single heat setting. Now obviously you can't go wrong with either of these units, but where this thing's really going to be a game changer is for people who have mobility issues or senior citizens that might have trouble either finding their remote half the time or bending over to adjust the different controls. Now one other thing I want to point out about both of these machines is just how quiet they are. I have both of them running at a medium speed right now, and as you can hear, there's just not a lot of noise being put out by this. And that's great because if you're watching TV, working at your desk, or doing anything else, you can go about your business, get your foot massage, and this thing isn't giving out a bunch of noise. So there you go. That's pretty much everything you need to know about the RENPHO SolHeel voice activated foot massager. So to close this video out, here's my 3 takeaways. Number 1, after fully testing out the voice command features, I gotta say this is an absolute game changer for senior citizens or those with mobility issues. I had no issues telling this thing what to do, and it worked how it should every time I talked to it. Number 2, I like the fact that this is a much more compact foot massager compared to my other one, making it easier to store when you're not using it. And number 3, and probably the most important, this thing absolutely gives you a great foot massage. The combination of the kneading along with the pressure and the heat is just the perfect reward after a long day of working. And it's for those reasons more, I'm easily giving this thing a world's greatest dad thumbs up, and I say, go out and get you one.